45, geez, I didn't think it would be that quick. I'm doing 45 knots. I think I've got a bit more. Wow, we got some guts. Any visibility from this T-top. Rightio, g'day. Good morning, guys. Welcome to another video. This is the test drive video. So if you've come from the walkthrough video, welcome to you too, and if you haven't, there is a walkthrough video on this boat, so feel free to subscribe and follow the link or go to the description page and have a look at that if you're interested. My name's Dan Jones, this is Dan's Boat Life, and I'm on the Regal 38 SAV today. Sports activity vehicle, I feel like SUV is the vibes I'm getting. Regal, awesome brand, super high quality. I've sold plenty of these boats on my brokerage before, so I was quite excited to get the opportunity to bring this test to you. And I think this boat is quite in keeping with the sort of vibe that you'll see on my channel. And what do I mean by that? This is a family day boat. This is a luxurious family day boat that's capable of doing many things. So if you're interested in all those things, go to the walkthrough, because this is the test drive. So we're just going to focus on that today. So what do I have here? A beautifully finished helm is what I have. I've got this matte grey finish up on the dash, a black completely flush mounted display with Fusion, couple of big Garmin screens, and like Mercedes vibe aircon outlets just here. A little bit of wood trim with all of my boat systems. So I got cockpit navigation horn, windlass, bilge pumps, panel lights, 2 windscreen wiper operation, fresh water blower, and also an AC control just there. 4 drink holders, some storage for phones on both sides of the helm. Got the joystick, the digital throttle, so this is all Yamaha set up just here. It does have an autopilot just here. Easy access to my VHF. I've got my engine start stop. I can do all 3 motors at the one time or start them individually. Got your safety strop, don't really need that today. Then a Fireboy and a high bilge alarm systems. Got my Lumar bow thruster on port. And then I've got my Bennett trim tabs just operational below that as well. And what do we have in here? Little storage knick-knack area. It looks like a charging point there and there. So yes, you can charge your phones at the helm. The boat, she's about 8.5 tonne. 8.5 tonne. I was Ronnie. I'm here with Ronnie from Regal today, and he was telling me how to say it in American, but I've forgotten already. So I'll try and edit that and put that in the description. I'm running a 300 Yamaha, so these are a V6 motor, and that's the engine set up on this boat, and she's got about just under 1,300 litres fuel capacity, and today we've got about 30% on board. So yeah, I'm just gonna get the boat moving. I can see some blokes on a little boat up here, so I'm not going to expose them to too many waves, but this is a good demonstration, so let's just see what waves we make at what speed. So currently sitting on 1,000 revs, all 3 motors, and that's giving me a speed return of 6.5 knots SOG. Bearing in mind it's quite windy today. I've had a look out in the ocean. I'm not going to go in the ocean today because this is a family boat. It's not really about beating around in rough weather, and it's proper rough out there. It's been blowing southerly for days. The bar is quite dangerous, so you're not really going to do that with your family on a day like today, so I'm not going to do that in this video. 6.5 knots, no offensive wash to speak of at 1,000 revs. So let's knock that up a couple of 100 revs. So, all right, that quite easily went to 1,400 revs, and Still not offending anyone. That's got me to 7.5 and climbing. About 7.5, 1400 revs. So let's give it a bit more. No bow raise to notice, 1600 revs. Okay, my first wave's starting to break, but that's still not super offensive. You might disturb someone on a stand-up paddleboard at that speed. That's giving me 8.5 knots of speed return. So yeah, it feels pretty good. You know, if you were just cruising inshore waters and not wanting to disturb other people and have a chit chat with your mates, which this boat is very good for chit chatting, I might add, with 1, 2, 3, 4 chairs just here, and the best shade that I've seen on a boat in this category. I mean, this is Queensland proof. This is perfect for Queensland, but all over Australia, I can see this boat being great for that sort of purposes. Let's just get the boat moving. Going through a couple of waves from some powerboat wash now. 9 knots, 2000 revs. So that feels 2000 revs. That's starting to feel inefficient now. I'm dragging my ass a little bit, and I can see a little bit of bow raise. So that tells me the boat just wants to get moving. I've got my trim tabs set on nothing, and I've got my engines all the way down. So I'm just going to get the boat moving and just talk to you about what I feel. Okay, straight up to 2000, 3000 revs. Let's just get it up to 3.5. So I've just popped up to 4000 revs to get the boat up on the plane. I haven't done any trim yet. I'm getting 21 knots and climbing, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of engine trim back to 3700 revs at the moment. 26 knots. The boat feels good. I'm going straight through some waves here. I've got Wave Break Island on my left, I've got the bar on the right, and there is swell rolling through today. So yeah, 3700 revs and 27 knots. Very, very happy just there. And I like being able to do speeds like this without more engines, because, you know, under 4000 revs, the fuel flow is going to be quite economical. You know, I'm doing 110 an hour according to the gauge just here. So that's litres. I have no idea what that is in American. So 27.5 knots, just bumped it up to 3800 revs. I'm just going to feel the boat at the moment. A couple of waves. Okay, that wash went out to the side, and it appears that we're still dry on the side, on the gunnels just there. So we're going to hit a few more waves in a second, and I'm going to duck around this power boat. Just sitting on 27 knots. I'm just going to give it a few more revs. We'll bring it up to 4000. I've done no trim tab, and I've done just a tiny little bit of trim on the motors, but it feels like this hull's just doing everything for me. So going through some boat wash here. Okay, waves going out to the side. Nothing on the windscreen, nothing on the side. Really comfortable. The steering feels light and responsive. Yeah, this feels good. 28 knots SOG. Okay, let's just, got a bit of clear water here. Let's speed it up a little bit. Oh, this feels good. Oh, this is, for a family boat, this is fun. 4,400 revs. I got 32, 33 knots there. I'm going to give it a little bit of engine trim up. 4,600 revs, my fuel flows up to 173 litres, 34, 35 knots. Let's just give it full throttle. That's full throttle. Oh yeah, she's got some guts. 5,600 revs, 300 litres an hour, 43 knots and climbing, 44 knots. Whoa, 5,800, 5,900, 45. Geez, I didn't think it would be that quick. I'm doing 45 knots. I think I've got a bit more. Wow, we got some guts. 46 knots, 5,000, 6,000 revs, a little bit more trim on the motor. Whoa, that's good. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that sort of speed. That's really cool. I mean, I was just sitting downstairs flying the drone, exploring the hull's capability, but I didn't realise we went that fast. Okay, this is a family boat, but this is a sporty boat. All right, let's just turn it around. I'm at the end of my runway just here, and I'm just going to stay in the markers. So, beautiful thing about the Gold Coast, there's always something to hit if you don't pay attention. So, there's a yacht over there which clearly came to grief the other day, and he's up on the hard now. So, 46 knots top speed, 27 knots easy cruise, and 35 knots I would say is a fast cruise on this boat. So let's just get it moving again. And I've just done no trim tabs, like it just doesn't need it. I've done 4,000, okay, 5,000 for a quicker takeoff just then. I'm just gonna slow it down to that 3,700 revs, 26 knots. We're going into the wind now. I've got my engine trim all the way down, and I'm just gonna do some turns, and I'm gonna feel the hull. You can feel the displacement of the boat right now as we make our way into short and sharp chop. We're going to get into some more considerable waves in a second. I'm going to annoy this bloke, sorry about that mate, but you know, YouTube. Giving him a few waves. I'll turn into his waves now. So I'm just doing that at 24, 25. I'm not seeing any waves coming over the bow. We are going into what is easily a steady 15 to 18 knots, gusting at times to 22, with short, sharp wind chop, and we're about to get into some waves in a second. Some of these bullets might be more 22 to 24 actually. I'm doing that at 27 knots. The heel angle, when you do a turn, let's just do a tighter one, so you don't lose any visibility from this T-top. They've designed this in such a way that the design there, the cutout, and then the height, for me anyway, I've got zero loss of visibility. I feel really confident here in this center position. I'm still not seeing any water entering the boat, which is good. I know this is a completely unique hull design for Regal. This is not just a rebadged other model with some outboards, so that's cool. Now we're going into some waves. I just don't need these trim tabs, but I'm going to operate them anyway. Just drop the trim tabs. Yeah, wow, yeah, she feels really secure. I'm going into a couple of waves. I've just done a quarter of trim tab down, and you would get a noticeable benefit going upwind into chop. Lovely. Good job, Regal. Yeah, like I'm finding the standing position at the moment. Here we go, through a couple of waves. Quarter of trim tab down, doing that at 3,800 revs, 27 knots. Super good. But you know, I don't know whether it feels like the bow dips down, the design of the bow, when I look forward, because my visibility is great. Oh, I like this. You know where else this would be good? This would be good in places like Fiji and the Pacific Islands. Try not to piss off this bird. Okay, raise my trim tabs now, going down these waves. Lovely. Alright, just give it a bit more speed. So geez, it's kind of really surprised me. This boat's a lot more capable than I was expecting for something that's clearly aimed at your, you know, family fun market. This is a sporty boat. This is a sporty boat, but it can be a moderately conservative one at the same time, should you need or wish. Okay, oh, lovely Nordhaven. I like these. I'd love to have a go at one of them. If any of my viewers owns a Nordhaven and you want to let me test it, yes, my hand's up. G'day. Nice boat. Beautiful. Okay, through the waves. That's right. Yeah, this is great. Okay. Cruising speed, slow cruise, 27 knots. Fast cruise, 30 to 31, with a fuel flow ranging from about 100 to 200 an hour. Top speed 46. Let's just get in here out of the channel, and I'll try the manoeuvrability with these motors and the joystick. Coming off the plane. So it was sort of clear to me when I jumped on this boat at the Sanctuary Cove Boat Show for the first time the other day. It's pretty evident that there is a market of guys and girls out there who've got 50, 60, 70 foot sport yachts American, European, Australian, whatever, with 3 or 4 cabins on them, and they essentially day boat on these things. And you know, I hear them on my brokerage and they say to me, mate, I've never slept in the cabins. And I can tell Regal have identified that market of boater who can actually realise that they can do more with less. Less is not the right word, because this is certainly not less. This is everything you need for you and 10 of your closest mates or more, because you can day boat, you can epic day boat on this, but as an owner operator, like, I can see everything. I know everyone's comfortable. We're all out of the sun. This big windscreen gives us all protection. These seats are all dry, so we are protected from the wind, we're protected from the sun, we're protected from the spray. We've got everything we need to entertain and enjoy ourselves. And if you want to have a little black because you're having fun, you had a couple of rosés and you want to get home, you can do 46 knots. That's cool. But you can also just be conservative and run around at 27, 31 knots at what is really not a bad fuel consumption, because that's going to get you places. You're not going to go much more than 30 miles in a day for a bit of day boating. So I believe that's a growing market, and I think Regal are onto a good thing. But before we wrap this up, let's just see how this manoeuvrability is like in close quarters, or in a simulated close quarters situation. So I'm just going to do some transverse thrust. I've got the engine centered, so yep, easy peasy, kind of what you'd expect really. So I don't have any issues with that. Let's just add some bow thruster into the mix. Okay. Oh, how do you turn these bow thrusters on? Oh, that's all right, don't worry about that. Let's just go straight to the joystick. That's a Lumar bow thruster. I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, this is a Yamaha joystick system. Is it similar to the Mercury? Pull it back. Turn the engines. Yep. I've got stay point, drift point, fish point controls here. So that says to me that that'll hold position. I like that if you're a solo operator, and let's face it, the idea of a boat like this is to day boat and entertain with your mates. So let's just press that. Stay point. Okay, maintain proper look. Yep, good. Let's just see if it does its job. So that's cool. Like, you leave the marina, your mates are probably useless, so you can bring the fenders in, you can tidy up the lines, you've got a place to put everything. Whilst that's all happening, at all times you can see all points on the boat, and you can also converse with your buddies. And you know, you can actually leave this seat free if you needed to ensure you've got clear access to the side decks. But even if there were people sitting down here, like, you still got enough space to pass someone just there if that was the required thing to do. And let's just quickly sit down on this seat. I felt so comfortable standing up. I didn't try sitting, but let's just, oh my god, that is cool. So yes, all the way forward fits my little short legs. Thank you, Regal, very good. Armrests up, no, I'll probably have them down. Steering wheel is adjustable, so with that autopilot engaged, you know, sitting here enjoying coastal trips, that sort of thing would be thoroughly enjoyable. And if you're a big bloke, you know, you could just put this all the way back and still sit and enjoy. You've got footrests for everybody. I note that that door closes and it'll still provide a footrest for these guys, so heaps more space for the tall blokes. The flip up bolster is easy and professional to use. Okay, so let's just press that again. So that's it, guys. I'm really impressed. This boat delivered more than I was expecting, to be fair. So if that is you, if you see yourself doing epic day boating and wanting to have more, what I believe, just do more boating, essentially. Less mucking around with the boat, less cleaning the boat, less setting up the boat, more boating, more socialising. If that's you, I really believe you should have this Regal 38 SAV on your list. My name's Dan Jones. This has been Dan's Boat Life. See you on the next one.